Hey everyone, it's Justine and welcome to my Craftroom Tour 2017. As you know, I make these videos every couple years because it seems to be how often I move, and I like to show you how you can do different things with different spaces. One thing I always have in common though is I never have a craft room just as a craft room. I always share it with either my bedroom, a living space, or a public area. I know not everybody has the luxury of actually having a whole room as a craft room, and I think it's really important for people to realize that that's not the norm. Also, I think it's important to realize you can create stunning artwork in a small space. So let's get started. I'm going to show you my room. So to get started, I have a little mug here, and it's kind of a decoration, kind of not. I have my Copic multi-liners, I have a pair of scissors, and some white gel pens in my Stamped Junkies mug. I have some homemade cards that have been made by friends, and I rotate these quite often, actually. They are something that just graces my happy place. Now this is something that I've picked up, and it is kind of a luxury to me, I'm not going to lie, and they are these amazing cabinets from OrganizeMore. They were so amazing in accommodating me for making them on kind of a tight schedule since I was driving to the States to pick them up, and I'm so happy that I got them. So I got enough here to actually hold my Distress Oxide inks, and then I have my Catherine Pooler inks along with the re-inkers, and I'm hoping she doesn't make more ink colors than my cabinet here, although secretly I kind of do. She hopes it makes more than that because I love her inks. You can see there's a space for both the ink pad and the re-inker. And these ones here, I have my Simon Says stamp in the first two columns. Those are my Simon Says stamp colors. And then I have my black ink pads like Memento, StazOn, Versamark, Versafine. Those ones I use on a regular basis. I have some Gina K and a Hero Arts. And then I have my archival inks in several different colors. So you can see here that I don't actually have a lot of inks. I have a lot of room to grow, but you haven't seen my mini inks yet. So down here I have in an Ikea Kallax cupboard, I have my background stamps, and these here are sitting inside of a fridge bin. I got this idea from Jennifer Maguire in her organizing videos. Then I have this little sort of suitcase, almost like an organizer here, and these hold all of my sequins and small embellishments and any sort of Skittles or clear drops or things like that in little containers. And I got this here from Amazon, I believe, a while ago. Now, I might be weird in this sense, but I like to give myself boundaries and limits. So here are my stamps. These ones kind of fell forward and are a little bit messy, but I have my So Susie stamps here. They're cling stamps, and I have those based on theme. And then I have all of them actually arranged by category inside Avery Elle stamp pockets. And then what I do is I label them with the company name and the name of the stamp set, and I put them into these pockets. I have my dies all here, and if my dies ever actually fill this bin, then I have to start purging them. That's my rule. And as soon as my stamps and dies outgrow their bin, I have to start purging. I have them in various categories like background, Christmas, city, nature, leaves, flowers, and nesting dies. And then here are the rest of my stamps. So I have two bins for my stamps and dies. And then I have also an alternative bin for my 6x8 stamps. So you'll see those are in the large stamp pockets by Avery Elle, and I keep all the dies behind them if they coordinate. I also have my laminator there, as you can see. Inside my drawers, so these are add-ons to the Kallax. You can buy these drawers separately. I have my organization drawer. So I have my label maker. I have some paper that I would insert and cut down to put into the stamp pockets. I have some magnets for my favorite things. These hold my dies in place. I have these clear pockets here. I use these for both my stencils and my 6x6 paper packs. You can see I have the small magnets from MFT. These ones I stick inside my die pockets, which are just CD cases. So I have everything there ready to go for when I get new stamps and dies in the mail. And they're already ready with the label maker, so I label them right away. Then I have this bottom drawer here, and this is for my foiling. So I have my parchment paper on top, some sort of scrap things that I foiled that I haven't used yet. I have all my Foil Mates lines from Gina K and all my foils from Gina K. I also have my transfer gel here for easy access. I like to keep things behind drawers that I don't use entirely all that often. So I have all my colored cardstock in here because I don't use colored cardstock actually very often. I have them organized here by color, and I have them sort of in rainbow order. And you can see here I have them in clear pockets. I have them labeled with the company name and the color, as well as a circle that I die cut to have on my stamps. Then I have all my neutral cardstock and my Nina card bases and card layering in bulk. Over on these two drawers here, I have all my giveaway stuff. So these are things I can give away in the future, either doubles of things or things that I just don't use. And then I have all of my envelopes. You can see I'm ready for Christmas. And then I have a whole bunch of envelopes here on the side from various brands, mostly from Gina K, some from Hero Arts, some from Simon Says Stamp. And then I have a bunch of craft ones that I picked up with some coupons at Michael's that I want to use for Christmas as well. Okay, so here is the fun part. These are the long Alex drawers. So I have the Kallax drawers up on one side of the wall, and then this is beside my dresser. I have my Nouveau holder, which is actually a nail polish holder, and they fit quite a few of them. I have my Xyron machine and my Cricut. My Scan and Cut's actually tucked away in my closet because I don't use either machine very often. I have my paper trimmer in my top drawer, all of my blending tools, my stamp chamois. This pencil case holds all the blending sponges, my Misties and my blocks, and my Tombow sandpaper eraser. Those are the supplies I generally use most often. I have a whole drawer for my adhesives. I have dots, tape runners, clear tape, masking tape. I've got watercolor, masking fluid, Tombow monoliquid adhesive, more tape runners, my Misty cleaner. I've got some more masking paper, and I have some 3D foam tape and some texture paste and thing in the back there. So lots of different ones, and I got lots of samples at Creativation this year, so that was nice. Here's my planner drawer. So I have my planner as well as some extra inserts, the pens I use in my planner, the Micron pens. And then over here on the side, I have a date stamp, and I keep all of my paper pads here. So I've got like a mixed media one for pencils. I have a watercolor Canson. I have some tone tan from Strathmore and some watercolor from Strathmore. So I keep all of these pads sort of here on one side, and I grab them as needed. In my next drawer here, I have all of my embossing powders and things like that. So I have my heat tool, I have all my stencils. I stick these in 6x6 clear pockets. I don't seal them, I just slip them in. I have my craft mat, as you can see, rolled up on the side here. I have perfect pearls. I have my different colors of embossing powder. I have Nouveau glitter paste over on the side and some mousse. So just anything that has to do with embossing or anything sort of texture paste that you could add to stencils, I have in this drawer. And it's definitely a drawer of a lot of fun. This drawer here, I have some Stampscape stamps. So I attended a workshop a couple weeks ago, and these are completely new to me, scenic stamping and stamping on gloss paper. So that's why they're all kind of just tucked away right now. I have some tack and peel, I have embossing folders, and I have magnetic shim there. I keep my punch tools here, my envelope punch from We Are Memory Keepers, and my box punch. And this is sort of my miscellaneous whatever drawer. I have some coin pockets for one day when I might ink swatch my inks. Glue guns, some punches, so the punch I actually use for my paper organization, a whole bunch of pens, just anything that doesn't really have a category and I don't use often. Here's my top drawer. I got these organizers from OrganizeMore, and these are Copic or just marker organizers. You can see I have my markers. I have some additional ones at the back here, like my Jane Davenport Zig markers, Pitt markers from Faber-Castell, and I keep my Tombows actually here in the middle, and a couple of Copic refills. Since I don't actually own very many, I've just recently had to start refilling a couple colors. This is for all of my coloring mediums. So I have my Prismacolor 150 pack, my Derwent watercolor pencil crayons. I have these samples from Simon Says Stamp of Daniel Smith, my Gansey Tambi in gold, and then my palette and koi watercolors, as well as some water and sprays. This drawer here contains paper packs, so I have actually just some white paper in the back here. I have acetate and vellum here on the right that are just cut down into small pieces for me to just grab. And then I keep all of my paper packs in these same thing I keep my stencils in. So I can keep any loose paper packs that don't come in like a sealed pad in those. I also keep though my sealed pads, and I print off these from my favorite things as well that show the cardstock that it coordinates with. I have some masking paper in the back and just some miscellaneous things. This drawer here is kind of my mixed media and embellishments. So I have all my washi tape. I have some string, I have some beads for my shaker cards, some googly eyes and things like that. And then here's my true mixed media drawer. I have paints, distress stains, alcohol inks, Dilutions paints. I have my gel press, which I have never used yet. I want to try that. I've got some sprays. I've got some distress crayons and metallic mixatives and things like that. So those are just things I like to play, especially when I'm art journaling, which I do on the side. I don't really do videos about. Here are all my photo props. So I've got like placemats, plates. I've got some different things, and I just keep them all in the bottom drawer. So this is where the magic happens. This is where I work. In my jar here, I have like a Dr. House or house cup. I have my bone folder. I have some jewelry cutters for dies, some tweezers, a white gel pen, palette knife, just anything, my pen blades. I've got my pencil sharpener, my Orbit pencil sharpener. This here is my place where I film. And then I also have this pencil crayon holder, and this is awesome. OrganizeMore threw this in with my order, which is so nice of them. And I use those to keep the pencil crayons I'm actually using for my kit and clouder classes. So the current month, I put the colors in there, and they're just easy to access and grab when I'm ready to work on my coloring. I have these amazing things here. I ordered these off of Amazon, I believe, and I'll link to them in the video description. They're from the Container Store, and I have all of my mini inks. I have a mini ink problem. I admit I'm a hoarder when it comes to mini inks. I have to admit that. So I have Distress Altenew. I have a whole drawer of Gina K. I've got the entire The Ton colors, and then I've got quite a few of the My Favorite Things dye inks. And I think they just look so pretty in these organizers, and I just love them. So that's the end of my Craftroom tutorial. If you're interested in any of the storage options that I used, I'll link to them below in the video description. I just wanted to leave on a note, if you're feeling like, you don't have enough stuff or your stuff is feeling inadequate, just keep in mind, I have been doing this for 15 years and I make videos and I get sent things from companies to use and things like that. So, I do have quite a few stamps and dies and I'm very grateful for what I have, but don't think that you have to compare. It doesn't matter how many supplies that you have, and it doesn't matter how big your craft room is or how many organization tools you have. It's the art that you create in the end, and if you can create beautiful things with the space that you have, then that's all that matters. So everyone, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you enjoyed my craft room tour. Thanks for watching.